Hello and welcome. As we're going to be playing some more Dwarf Fortress tonight. I decided that I might start streaming a little bit earlier. We'll see whether that continues on. With the hours I've been doing these streams at, I tend to go to bed very late, so... Or is it early? I'd like to pull that a little bit back. But yes, I will start up Dwarf Fortress. And we'll continue on where we left off last time. Okay, yes. Last time our fortress developed quite a lot. Our fortress of Ledusen, or Rackhelped, went from a population of about 18 when I left it from the first stream to about 106, I think, by the end of the second stream. Let's see. How many dwarves do we have here? That is the right screen. 102. That screen is not showing up properly. I don't think. Hold on. Is that always like that? Yeah, I suppose so. Okay. But we can see our fortress, and it has grown quite a bit, and we have a petition waiting for us to accept it. There will probably be another monster hunter. We expanded out, we got our iron industry working. I created what's going to be a hospital over here. We have also expanded the sleeping quarters down below here, but I'm going to have to expand them even more, considering this was built when we had around 18. We have our butchery area down here set up so that we can butcher animals, tan the hides, and then turn the resulting leather into any goods which we desire. We have an area for stonemasonry up here. We also have expanded our food storage because I keep getting filled with all these mussels. So I actually have two storage pits here. One is the first one, and a small expansion, which I added before I realized what the issue was. And this other one over here is actually not accepting mussels or raw mussels, or fish or raw fish, so we can fill it up with fruit and anything else which we would prefer to have rather than just all the mussels in the world. You can see all the mussels lying around out here. We also have our above ground farms over here, which we're going to start planting, or our dwarves are going to start seeding, because they finished just at the end of the stream last time. So I think we've got some watermelon growing over there to be soon. Pineapples there. And this one's horned melon vines. And these other two aren't done yet. They're so slow doing that. I don't know why it's taking them so long. This area is also completely floored over, so any enemies which come to attack us over there should not be able to get in. What else? We have a little pen area here with a wall around it, though there is no roof on it, which I might want to do. To again stop enemies from being able to just walk in there. We actually also had 2 deaths last time. We had As Nebelzon, a mace dwarf, who was actually a what's it called? Actually a monster hunter who joined our fortress. I couldn't actually control them. Apparently you can't put monster hunters who join your fortress like that into a military squad. So they're doing their own thing around the map, and we had some crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles on the map, and he went off to attack one of them and died in the process. So he's currently resting in the refuse pile over here, because apparently I can't put him into a coffin. I mean, I have available ones, but the dwarves haven't put him in there, so I assume there's no problem there. If a ghost arises, I'll have to carve a slab to memorialize them. We also had Zephon Astral down here, a peasant, who I believe she died due to a failed mood. She was holed up in this craft workshop over here, and she was in a secretive mood, and she got everything she needed except cloth. And though we had cloth available, like what's it called, like cotton cloth or that plant cloth, she wasn't accepting that. So assuming she wanted silk cloth, which we don't actually have any of. In my attempt to prevent her death, I dug all the way down to the first layer of the caverns, and we now have visual over them. And we had this little room over here, prepared so that my dwarves could go out and collect some of the webs which are sitting around here, but they didn't do so. I'm not sure why. I had restricted them to a burrow so that all my dwarves wouldn't rush out there, but I had included this area and these webs in that burrow, so they should have been able to go out and get them, but I don't know, they weren't able to, so I have blocked that off for the time being. I actually had the thought I might want to forbid this and keep it tightly closed. So we have 2 doors down there which are locked and no dwarves should be able to get past them. Building destroyers could be wandering around down there, and they might go and attack one of the doors because it's there. We can actually see there's a cave crocodile down there, which is quite nasty. A huge predatory reptile with pale, colorless scales and red eyes. It lives in caves and ambushes its prey. He is scrawny, his scales are grey, his eyes are red. So yes, crocodiles are no joke, though even less of a joke than that. When I first opened this up, we saw a giant cave spider around here, and it scuttled off the map, thankfully. I didn't want to deal with that. Giant cave spiders are very, very scary things, and extremely difficult to kill. So yes, though opening up to the caverns is quite beneficial, because this far down, we actually get another layer of ores and materials, and we came across marble. This is all marble here. So we can actually mine that and use that as a flux stone, which we can use to create steel, which is much better and much more valuable than iron. We also have some other ores, well, not ores, gems and stuff down here. Honey yellow beryl, there'll be other variants around the place. And there's also mica, but mica's just a rock. It doesn't do anything in particular, I don't think. We also have these giant fungus trees, tower caps and fungi wood trunks, which we can cut down for wood if we so desire. The main thing down here is the silk, but it's very dangerous. And I don't think I'm prepared to expand out into here right now because we have no military. There is actually a side effect of opening up the underground tunnels here. You'll see how the ground is all this colourful nature. This is because there's a lot of like little fungus and moss growing all over the ground. Since we've gained access to the caverns, or since we've exposed the caverns, this type of ground cover is going to be growing everywhere underground where there's dirt. So if we look down here, and if we look in our tunnel over here, we can see that some of the fungus and stuff is growing around in these tunnels. This is for the most part not that big of a deal because it's just like grass growing outside. However, there's always a however, and this is kind of a very important however. along with this grass which grows, you can end up with the fungus wood trees growing, or other fungal trees growing, and they just sort of pop up, and you don't get an alert when the trees appear or anything like that. They just appear, and they can block passages. This won't grow on stone floors, so if we look down here, that like mossy fungal growth grass won't grow down here because this is rock. However, if we mined out a large area here in the silt area, or the clay, as we can see here, it will grow here. As long as it's underground and the soil is like dirty, it will grow there. I believe it will also grow, it might grow if it's muddy, if it's previously been covered in water. But it's something to remember because it can cause issues if you've got like a tunnel of water like this, and suddenly a fungal tree will pop up in the channel and it will block the water because the water can't go past the tree trunk. I'm saying tree, it's a giant mushroom, but you know, it's a tree for all intents and purposes. It's just shaped like a mushroom. So yes, that is a bit of a problem. At least that used to be a problem. I believe it still is. It's not massively disruptive, it's just something to keep in mind that if you have, you know, one wide tunnels, then when you get into the caverns, fungal trees could appear which block them off. We can actually have a look at what's growing over here. We've got cave moss, sparse cave moss, floor fungus, sparse cave moss, young tower cap. There we go. This is a tower cap, which is one of the types of underground trees. Eventually that will mature into a full tower cap tree. I believe even though this is a one high room, it will still eventually mature into a full tree. Or at least it will try to. Yeah. And this is something which doesn't happen if you never expose the caverns. You can imagine it as soon as you expose the cavern layer, fungal spores just go poof everywhere and potentially grow anywhere which is appropriate on the map. So, it's a bit weird, but anyway. I believe actually cattle can eat the fungal grass. Maybe. There are types of grass they can't eat. They won't eat like wormy grass or eyeball stalk grass, which are things which exist. They exist in terrifying and haunted biomes. But I think they can eat like fungal grass. But I think the fungal grass grows slower than normal grass. Anyway, so yes, we also had some more traders. We got some more information about the world at large. If we go to news and rumors, we can see all these little red squiggles going across the map. Those are various goblin armies marching across the world and attacking various locations. Thankfully, none of them have come to attack us. However, I believe we're in late spring of our second year. So we're probably going to be getting an attack sometime. I believe they tend to attack at around summer, autumn, if they do. Dwarf Fortress, you will generally get attacked at some point. There's a grace period when the goblins won't attack, and I believe that lasts for 2 years. And then after that, they will attack every year periodically at around the same time of the year. If there's a goblin fortress within range, you might not be within range. And if you're within range of another place, like a necromancer tower, they will attack you instead. I believe this will usually occur. I don't know whether... I suppose it could happen that the dwarves might be at peace as a whole with the goblins, but I think the goblin attacks are separate from that. there's a bit of a divergence of what the game world might be as a whole and just the gameplay of Dwarf Fortress mode. I do remember people playing on worlds where dwarves were actually destroyed. And you can still embark with 7 dwarves and just create 7 dwarves out of nothing. And you can try and re-establish the Dwarven Empire. And goblins will come and attack you, even though they had no particular opinion of you before because there was no dwarves left. Goblins are naturally aggressive in this. They will attack the goodly races, dwarves, elves, and humans, just because that's what they do. Though you can find naturalized goblins in dwarf, human, and elven societies. Anyway. So yes, let's have a look at this petition. We've actually got 2. Ast Brasspass wishes to reside in Rackhelped for the purpose of eradicating monsters. Yeah, sure. And Zas Wheel Control. For eradicating monsters? Sure. We have monster hunters. They're actually rather good. They come with their own equipment. And if they die, we can just pick up all their equipment and make use of it ourselves. Though I can't actually give them orders. So we have Ast here. There's an Axe Dwarf. We have 2 Axe Dwarves, 2 Marks Dwarves, 2 Hammer Dwarves. So we actually have a little army here. We also have a human swordsman, a Mace Dwarf, a human pikeman too. So we have some humans in our tunnels. They're just the same as anything else. Except, unlike... Wait, hang on. No, I'm not looking at the right person. There we go. It looks splendid today. A medium-sized creature prone to great ambition. Unlike dwarves, humans do not need alcohol to get through the working day. They will drink it, but they don't need it. I might have mentioned this earlier, but because dwarves need alcohol, if they don't have access to it and they go for too long without a drink, they'll actually work slower, as well as getting negative thoughts. So anyway, within the last season, she was interested near a fine seat. She was interested near a fine table, a fine seat, and a fine seat. She felt satisfied after being granted residency. She is the daughter of Nethrez Mesh Stream and S Entranced Calm. The odd names you see is the different races do have their own languages. I believe these are consistent across games and across different people's games. So the same words mean the same thing, no matter which world you've created or which person's game you're looking at. One of the famous dwarven names, Urist, means dagger, I believe, in the dwarven language. She is 30 years old, born on the 11th of Sandstone in the year 97. Humans also have shorter lifespans than dwarves. I believe dwarves have a maximum of, is it 200? 250 years? Something like that. Whereas humans, I think it's about 80 to 100. I don't know how long elves live for. Kind of assume either around the same as dwarves or longer. Like anhydrite, trifle pewter, tiger iron, spore tree wood, the colour pink, warhammers, bucklers, chickens for their scratching, brown bullheads for their whiskers, and the words of a couple of watchfulness. When possible, she prefers to consume squid, sole, and potato wine. She absolutely detests oysters. Well, we have muscles, hopefully they're not similar enough. She has a deep well of patience and great intuition, but she has little natural inclination towards music, and very little linguistic ability. Like others in her culture, she thinks that introspection is valueless, and those that waste time in self-examination are deluded fools, disdains loyalty, strongly values tranquility and quiet, finds herself disgusted with eloquent speakers, values sacrifice, sees life as unfair, and doesn't mind it that way. Finds that those that develop skill with weapons and fighting distasteful, despite the fact she's a pikeman. Well, maybe she's a pikeman because of not having a choice or something. Values a harmonious existence, finds leisure time wasteful, finds the pursuit of knowledge to be a waste of effort, sees merrymaking as a waste, dislikes cooperation, finds blind honesty foolish, somewhat put off by trade and commerce. She is a pessimist. Okay. So she tends not to really have much opinions of a lot of things, or rather dislikes a lot of things. Interesting. I wonder how she'll get along with our dwarves. I don't know whether they'll actually do tasks for us. They have, like, their reason for joining us, which is... Let's, No labor available. Okay. So this is something interesting. They're part of my fortress, and they're listed on my list of inhabitants, but they're not part of my labor pool, if that makes sense. They sort of just wander around and, do things. Daga. Oh. Is this the, child of, Zephon? No? It's the son of Stodia and Reg. No. Okay, he just saw Zephon Saber Silver die. He was horrified reliving it. Ew. He has a really bad memory and lousy creativity. Well, maybe he'll forget about it as he gets older. He already has a full set of likes. What does he like consuming? He absolutely detests leeches. Prefers to consume giant moose. I don't think... I wonder how he knows that. How old is he? Oh, she. No, he. Sorry. He is 1 year old, and he already likes giant moose. Where is the child of Zephon? Can I see that? I don't think so. Dama. He was dejected when caught in the rain. Okay. Well, I was actually creating iron spears, that's right. Because if I have a military... We have enough dwarves now, so I'll actually create a military. Let's see. Captain of the Guard. Who would be appropriate for the Captain of the Guard? We don't have anyone with, like, fighting skills. It lists the most relevant people up the top. But since we have no one with relevant skills, then there's not really anyone to choose from. However, there is kind of relevant skills. Miners are generally a good choice for an early combative unit because they're skilled at using their picks. And picks are pretty good weapons. They're piercing and, you know, if they're really good at using them, because they've been using them to mine all the time, they can be good for an early defensive unit, but their lack of armor won't help too much. I don't know whether, like, woodcutters actually get skill with the axe. I would assume they do. Anyway. Ezum, there you go. You're a herbalist. But you could be the captain of the guard, because I don't have anyone else. And we'll go here. And we will disband the Kia Kickers. And we'll create a squad with the captain of the guard. We'll give metal armor as their uniform. We'll have Buttery here, a military commander part of the squad. And I will take... Now, I was told last time that there's actually a bug with hunters and with their, like, ranged weapons and their ammunition, causing an issue with their conflicting with, like, the uniform weapon which they're assigned and their ammunition from their uniform. It's like they have ammunition, but it's not the right ammunition, so they don't use it, but they won't pick up more because they already have ammunition. You're a peasant, Edzul. Do I want to... I might have assigned you, like, to be a to be a, what's it called? Metalsmith or something. Tun. No, not you, not there. Where's my captain of the guard? There you are. Okay. You have to highlight. You see how 3 is blue? If you highlight 1, you'll be replacing that person. So you have to go to the next available slot as blue to replace them there. Stackwood. You can go. We have a lot of fisher dwarves and we don't need more muscles. So stacked, Shem. Your name really stacked? Stacked. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Animal caretaker because that's kind of useless. The farmers are useful. How many dwarves do I want in a squad? We'll go 10. Another fishery worker. We'll keep the brewer available. Herbalist. That glass maker. That criminal too. I don't know what the criminal job is. Let me have a look. I didn't know that criminal was an actual thing. Criminal is a profession for some inhabited on generated sites like towns. These petty criminals are distinct from criminal organization bosses, much less dangerous. Some petty criminals show up as visitors in Fortress Mode, and agents sometimes try to pose as petty criminals. Petty criminals will not migrate to your fortress in this version. This is 44.12. Immigrants identified as criminals are actually agents, spies from your own civilization who retained their assumed identities due to bug 10,409. A peddler arrived with his family as part of a migrant wave. He has pretty high sword dwarf skills, so I put him in the military. His job doesn't change from peddler from sword dwarf, even though his sword skills are much higher than his trading related skills. I'm just reading the person's log of this bug. However, checking out legends reveals that my peddler is operating under a false name, so he's a spy, but from whom? Legends show he's from my civ. Besides, spies aren't meant to arrive as migrants, are they? Legends also have no information about him being a spy. He was once a scout, which might be the same thing. Had to be a couple of bugs at once. Visitor type arrives in migrant wave. Profession not changing to swords dwarf when he's active in the military. He's a spy who arrived in the migrant group. He's a spy who's actually part of my civ. Legends mode has no information about him taking on a false identity and such like regular spies get. Okay, and it's confirmed, so that is actually a bug. So, well, he could be part of our military, why not? Even if he's a spy, what's that going to do? That's a siege operator. There are siege weapons in this. We'll get the animal trainer in there as well. The prime vestibules. Name squad. Yeah, we'll call them the Kia Kickers again. There we go. And we'll go to uniform with N. And we'll list metal armor? Is this how I do it? Let's see. Equip. Yep, they've all been equipped with metal armor. So. Can I... If I go N, I'll do that. You can outfit each of them with their own uniform, but is there a way to, like, list the, like, choose the entire squad's uniform and change it to that, rather than having to recreate them? I feel like there must be. What's prior assignments? Oh. Assign uniforms. Oh, there we go. Say metal armor. Yep. And view customizes V, and we can see that they've all got armor. So if I press U, assign uniforms, and I changed it to leather, if we look, yep, they've all got leather armor now. Okay. We'll put it on metal. And we'll go back to view, just for the moment. We go to N, This is uniforms. However, we can also create a new uniform. With C, add uniform. And then we'll name this uniform. What should we name? What type of armor should we make? I'm thinking at the moment I would like this squad to be outfitted in metal armor with a shield and a spear. So there are, because spears are good against living creatures because they have a good chance of piercing vital organs. And if we go up against something like a giant cave spider, then you know, we'll be able to hopefully pierce a vital organ early on. And kill it quickly, because giant cave spiders are not perturbed by having limbs cut off. And they have 8 legs, so they've got a lot of limbs to cut off. As well as their mandibles and all that. The spear is not really a dwarf object, but at the same time, you know, you want to block off a corridor, you just have a bunch of shields and spears poking out of it. Not that your dwarves in Dwarf Fortress can fight in formation like that. But yeah, we'll have it like, what should we call it? Yeah, like tunnel hoplites. There we go. And we will do... Okay. Am I going to explain how armor works at the moment? I suppose I may as well. In Dwarf Fortress, there is armor, obviously. Your dwarves would wear it over the top of their clothes to give them protection, based on the value and based on the quality of the armor and the type of material it's made out of. There is quite a large variety of different armor which they can wear. You can see a number of them here. Leather armor, mail shirts, breastplates. These are all clothes for the most part. You can put cloaks over the top of their armor, which will act, I think, as an extra small layer of defense, but if it's made out of cloth, then it's not really really good defense. Though I think you can make cloaks out of a really good material later on, if you have it. Anyway, from my understanding, a dwarf can wear a mail shirt and a breastplate at the same time. If you imagine someone wearing a chainmail shirt, and then they have a breastplate over the top of it, as well as giving 2 layers of armor, this also protects them in different ways. I don't know whether I can show it at the moment, but there is a useful image which, yeah, can I show this? Just excuse if the screen flashes around a bit. And why doesn't this let me, like, can I put it in there now? I used to be able to drop things into OBS to show them off. I don't know why that's gone. How about I do this? Okay, and I will move it over to here. Okay, this is a bit of an odd way to show it off. I've opened it up in Paint, but you can see the chart here. And this will make explaining it a lot easier. This lists the different types of armor you can get, as well as the different parts of the body which they cover. So from this we can see that a breastplate, vest or a cape cover the torso. A tunic covers the torso and it also covers the upper arms. A shirt covers the torso, the upper and lower arms, as well as apparently the ends of the hands and the toes. Fingers and the toes, that's a little odd. Toga, leather armor, and chainmail cover the upper torso, the upper thighs, the torso, or the upper arms, the torso, the upper thighs, as well as the neck and the face. The cloak and coat cover pretty much the entire body, at least down to the upper thighs and the toes again. And the fingers. But also the face. So it's a good idea. What I'm getting to with this is that it's a good idea to have chainmail underneath a breastplate. This is also because chainmail and breastplates protect your dwarves from different things. I think chainmail gives better protection versus like piercing attacks, whereas breastplates give better protection against like impact or crushing attacks. And also because it's, if you equip your dwarves in like a breastplate, greaves, gauntlets, or even high boots and a helmet, it doesn't fully protect them, because if you see the gauntlets here, protect the lower arm and the hands, and the breastplate protects the torso, but it leaves the upper arm exposed. And that means that if you have a goblin with a sword, they can hit your dwarf's upper arm and sever their arm. So, you know, the breastplate is protecting their torso, but now they've lost an arm because their upper arm is not being protected by armor. So having the chainmail gives a layer of armor which covers the upper arm. You can't make... I don't think you can make, like, a shirt out of iron. You have to make a breastplate out of iron, and then a chainmail out of iron. So, this is generally, I think, the way that it's done. High boots are generally better than, I think, low boots. Yeah, because low boots cover the feet, but they don't cover the shins, up to the knee, as it were. Helmets cover the top of the head. As you saw, also, chainmail covers the face and the neck. So, having a helmet and the chainmail armor will also protect their head completely. But it won't protect the feet, and that's where the high boots come into. So we need chainmail, a breastplate, high boots, a helmet, and gauntlets for a full suit of armor for one dwarf, as well as a shield for blocking and a spear in our case for parrying. You can also create greaves, which will also go underneath part of the breastplate. And it would also apparently cover the toes. I don't know why that's like covering the toes there. Seems odd that a shirt would cover the toes. Leggings, trousers, or long skirt. So, I don't know if you could create like a chain skirt. That seems like something which you would be able to do. But I don't think Dwarf Fortress has chain skirts in it. Anyway. So yeah. Breastplate, chainmail, greaves, gauntlets, high boots, helmet. And, you know, maybe if we wanted to get fancy, they could have like a cloak or something to go with that. But I don't tend to do much, what's it called? Messing around with, other fancier stuff, because it just gets very fiddly. Anyway. So, after all that, we will create a mail shirt, breastplates. This is armor, so we actually have to go to other parts of the body you see up here. Legs, helm, gloves, boots, shield for the other parts. This is also just what they're allowed to wear for their uniform. It also lists a number of other ones here, which says foreign. This is because we cannot actually create these ourselves, though our dwarves, I believe, will be able to wear them if they're in small size. Hold on a moment. Oh no, that's fine. Sorry for moving the screen. I thought it was off, but it's about as good as it can get. Okay, so we'll go to capital L for legs, and we'll put greaves, I think. Yep. We'll get a helm. And yeah, we'll get a helm because we want it out of metal. And we'll get gauntlets, and then we'll get high boots because they cover the shins as well as the feet. We'll get a shield, and again, there's different types of shields. We can either have a shield or a buckler. A shield specifically, a buckler specifically, and there's like 3 tall shields for some reason. Different makes. I'll probably just say shields. Bucklers are smaller shields. They're more like, if you imagine like an archer unit, they would have a small shield strapped to their forearm. Or if you're like a light duelist, you would have a small shield, or you would have a buckler, which is a small shield. But we're going to have a shield because that's larger. And it provides better protection. And we'll go to weapon. And we're going to say spears. We can also differentiate things by color. So you can have everyone with like red cloaks if you wish. Which would be really cool. However, I've never set up a dyeing system for clothes. I haven't even really set up clothing systems. Which is kind of a necessity. Because your dwarves' clothes eventually rot away and all your dwarves run around in like tattered clothing and they get upset because they end up not wearing anything. So yes, mail shirt, breastplate, helm, greaves, gauntlets, high boots, shields, and spears. We haven't set like material, which we could do. It will list only the items which it can be made out of. You can see helmets here can be made out of leather, but a breastplate cannot be made out of leather. But it can be made out of any of these. A bunch of these here, multicolored metal, twinkling metal, slick metal, translucent metal, shiny metal, frosty metal, and all that. They're not ones you can make, but they're ones you can find in the world. So, we can make steel. I won't say iron specifically, because we might upgrade them to steel later on. Though that can be difficult. Supplies. Carry any drink, carry 2 food. They will need a canteen for drink, I believe. But I don't think they need anything to carry food. Maybe a backpack. Can we actually say, like, you can have a backpack? Overclothing. Replace clothing. Overclothing. They'll wear this over their clothing. This won't replace their clothing. This doesn't list, like, breastplate. This doesn't list, like, backpacks here or something. I don't think so. I think... I'm just having a look at things. Hello, welcome. Supplies? Is it under here? No. Okay. Well, we don't need them to have... They can just take whatever they want. Gear kickers. You will have bolts. You don't need bolts, because you're not equipped with a... Remove that from you. You don't need any ammunition to gear kickers, because you're not armed with ranged weapons. Hunters can have bolts of any kind. We might need to create some more bolts, because I've probably used all of theirs. Okay. So we go to equip the gear kickers, and we'll say assign uniforms, which is capital U. And we'll go over to here, and we'll say tunnel hoplites. And actually, can we just, like, do that for everyone? Shift plus enter. Use for squad. There we go. Now they're all assigned the tunnel hoplite armor. set, which I just made. And if we have a look, view customize, we can see they all have the uniform which I set. Mail shirt, breastplate, helm, greaves, gauntlets, high boots, shields, and spear. They might go and pick some armor stuff up if I have it available. So if I have like a copper helmet somewhere, they might go and pick that up. Maybe I should like restrict them to at least iron. I might do that. So no. Go to N for uniforms. Go down here and we'll say capital M material iron. 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 Shields can be made out of wood, but we'll say an iron shield. And an iron spear. Go. We can change that later to steel. And the ones I said that can be a little difficult because okay. I'm saying it's a little difficult. As a dwarf uses a weapon, or I believe any of their equipment, but primarily weapons. I think it might actually just be weapons. I'm a little foggy on it. I know it is weapons. As a dwarf uses a weapon, they will become they can eventually become attached to the weapon, which means that they will use that weapon even if they're told to use something else. I think they will just keep using the same weapon, because they like it so much. You know, they've given it a name, and it's their weapon. So, okay. I'm going to mine out this area over here a bit more, because this is going to be our training area. Over here, actually, I'm going to do that, and no, there. And we'll do like that, and then I'll do like this. Okay, and we'll do that. Now, you don't need to have a dwarf skilled in using a weapon to be able to train your other dwarves in using a weapon. You just tell them to use a weapon and they will train themselves, and they will eventually just learn how to use it. I suppose through trial and error. Why are you terrified? He was horrified, reliving seeing as a mind helps die. Oh, okay. So he's just having it was a traumatic event, and he's just like, oh god, I remember that. It was horrible. He was torn apart by a saltwater crocodile. Because he was trying to punch it, or he was trying to smack it with an iron mace or whatever. Zongcraft Sealed wishes to reside in Rackhelped for the purpose of eradicating monsters. Sure! We need more beds, or more sleeping quarters. We don't have any more horned melon seeds, that's fine. Watch as the bedrooms become increasingly dull as I lose the drive to make them fancy or interesting or anything. I mean, we have over 100 dwarves to bed. I say that because I've seen some really nice designs for bedrooms and all that people have made over the years, and very efficient usage of space, but it's more effort than I'm willing to put in, honestly. Okay, there and there. And then we'll just do... Actually, I can do it this way, can't I? Yes, you can click using the mouse. Not something I ever really do. You still have to use the keyboard to set the effect, but there we go. Yeah, you can click and drag it around to set things out, but anyway. What is this blasphemy? I know! Using the mouse, It's a little bit faster, but it just looks like everyone's living in like spying rooms. Summer has arrived. Bed? Yes, we've got a bed for our mayor now. Cabinet? No, that's a burial receptacle. We're not ready to bury him yet. Container. We don't have any containers. Do we have a cabinet? We have one cabinet. But that's our unique cabinet. So... Casket, casket. Cabinet, cabinet. Chest, chest. Weapons and armor stand. A weapon stand and an armor stand, that is. So if we really wanted to be nice, we would create them out of metal, but our metal at the moment is specifically for what are you doing? It's a baby crawling around on the floor. Yep, it's the son of Zephon Sabersilver, the dwarf which died. He was grouchy, dwelling upon being caught in the rain. How sad. Where's his father? Doomed lined mine. What was it? Yeah. Doomed. Lined mine. Miner! Oh, your father's the miner. They have one child, Zon, but he's not carrying the child around. Fine. He grieved at somebody's death. Okay. Well, you can go and pick up your son. I don't believe the baby will starve or anything. Just wander around and... I don't know, people will feed it every now and then? Maybe baby dwarves don't need to eat or drink. I'm not too sure on that. When they become a child, they will be able to get food themselves. Is there anything wandering around out there? White stalks. Nope. We have an elf hammerman visiting. Putti. Isman Ishas. Construct more beds. We're going to need so many beds. Also, over here, you can construct an armor statue. Armor. Weapons rack. There we go. Okay. What's that seed on that chair there? Brickleberries. Okay. Have you finished making these other plots? No, you haven't. They're only partially constructed. Why do you just not build them? Right there. What's that red there, actually? I see red on the ground. It's probably like capybara leather. Oh, blood. Oh, white stork blood. Okay. Not capybara. What do we have? No, we had capybaras, didn't we? Yeah, capybaras or chinchillas. Okay, can we use these two? No, that's a barracks armory. Cancel that. How do I designate a hospital? Hospital is a zone designated via the zone menu. Okay. Zone menu. I. Really? Huh, okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. Just hospital. No, H. There you go. Not gather, pick fruit in the hospital. Set hospital information. And we can see all the supplies a hospital can take. It's got number of beds, number of tables, traction benches, boxes, and bags. We've got 5 around the walls. And it needs... it has a maximum of 75,000 thread, 50,000 cloth, 5 splints, 5 crutches, 750 powder for casts, 2 buckets, and 750 soap. So... I believe dwarves will start moving thread as it's needed into the hospital. Well, I don't know whether these chests can hold that. What's this? Floor flow. Oh, okay, you can do it that way as well. Interesting. That's actually something I didn't know. Let's remove this. And we'll get doors. And we'll put a door there, and we'll put another door here. Go. Then we can use the floor flow to designate the room with this extra little room over here, which could be a storage room. Oh, they were putting the thread in here. I just saw them carry some stuff and put it into there. So. Oh, what is up with you? You've got a red down arrow. You're having horrified reliving. Yep. Okay. What's your thoughts? It was raining. It makes me so grouchy. Over the long term, Amost has been under a great deal of stress. Tantrum spirals used to be a big thing. Not so much now. Though it can still be a problem. If I remember correctly. Tantrum spirals is where one dwarf would get so stressed that they'd lose it. And they'd attack the nearest dwarf, which would cause a bunch of other negative thoughts because, hey, I just got punched. And then that dwarf would get upset, punch another dwarf, and on and on and on. Human caravan from Tikwadur has arrived. Oh, hello. Do we actually know where that is? That's a goblin fortress, apparently. Around 20 goblins there. Dwarf hillocks of wind tempests. Can I search? No, I can say raid. Dwarf fortresses, hillocks. Dark goblin pits. Well, that says dark goblins. This one's just goblin fortress. Dwarven fortress of fountain keepers. Population around 200. Could they have come from over here? Scale circles. That's a human town. The Moist Band. Lovely. Fortress of Gravel Yaw. No civilized population. Everyone dead. How's this settlement looking here? Around 300. Human town of String Lorded. These brown lines are roads. Moist Early. Tomb of Perfect Larks. Dwarf Hooks. Boat Walked. Okay. What's this? Jungles of Culmination. Wondered Sound. Human Hamlet of Contained Owner. Okay. Do we have any more animals to put into here? I just like to check it every now and then. Nope. You can shear sheep and the like. Or llamas or alpacas if you have them. Did you create any of the weapon racks which I wanted? What's that under? That's an armor stand. There we go. Do that. That's claystone armor. That's fine. Oh, has it actually got a different icon? Oh, no, it's not. No, it's still the note. Okay, and with that, we'll be able to designate this place as a barracks armory. Just there and there. Because this room up here is going to be for a different purpose. Merchants have arrived and are unloading their goods. Let's move goods. Small cut gems. Yep. And trader request. We'll actually start cutting other gems. There we go. Now, highly skilled gem cutter will go over there and start cutting some gems. What is your skill level actually? Legendary gem cutter. Reg is extremely skilled at it. Because of their mood. Yeah, he. That baby sleeping out in the animal shelter. Nope. She's exasperated having been caught in the rain, but she's sleeping outside. Okay. Make barracks armory. Expand it to the entire room. Done. Assign room. Wait. Gear kickers. Yeah, that's fine. They can train there. Individual equipment, squad equipment. I feel like you can tell them to store their equipment in their barracks, as it were. Or when they're off duty. I think they need enough armor stands and weapon racks for that. Otherwise they just go and get it from the what's it called? The storage storage pit. But I don't know if I've ever really seen them do that. Because you don't tend to put them off duty. If dwarves are part of the military, you tend to want to have them as part of the military all the time. Because they get upset if you draft them and then undraft them and so on. So if I go to, where is it? Alerts. Yeah, there we go. Alerts, active training, gear kickers. That's fine. There. They should all be part of the military now. Yep. Right, zoom in. You can see we have a bunch of dwarves here which are solid coloured. But they are varied colours. This is because they're not skilled in the military yet. But they are military dwarves. So, what I mean is, a difference is that, see how this dwarf has a green border with, like, black background? Like this one's got a yellow border with black background. That means that their jobs are like labor jobs, or like, you know, producing stuff or things like that. Dwarves with solid, like this, and their faces are black, their eyes and their mouth, that means that they are military dwarves. So, and we see all of the guys, all of the troops down here have become recruits. They will get a negative thought from being drafted. We can actually see that. Always deal fairly. Zoom out a bit. She was annoyed. Embarrassed, she was bored. I mean, maybe if your personality is relevant for it, they won't be annoyed after. It will say something like she was upset because of the draft. Or something like that. Which is important to realize that when they're complaining about the draft, they're not complaining about there being doors open. It's because of the military draft. He was afraid reliving experienced trauma. Meh. Okay. Also, dwarves, if they get constant negative thoughts about seeing things, but over a long period of time, will eventually become inured to the, you know, the horror of seeing someone die. So, they will get used to it, if it keeps happening. As long as it's not too much at once, right? They can be overwhelmed by it. All the dwarves should move into the room here, into the barracks, and they will start training. However, something else which I will need to do. There's always things you need to do. We're going to want to tell them their schedule is to train. This is the gear kicker's schedule. And you can give them various orders. At the moment, their job is to train, and they'll do that year-wide, from granite all the way to obsidian, the different months. And you can give them other orders. Say, I want you to train for half of the year, and then the other half of the year, I want you to go to the, you know, the fortifications and patrol there. And then when half that year's up, you'll go back and train. If you've got multiple squads, you can swap them out like that. So that half of them spend their time training, and then the other half is protecting, and then they swap over. However, at the moment we just want them training, because I don't really have any areas I want them to patrol. If we have a look on here, we'll see at the moment granite is highlighted as the month, and their job is to train. If we look down here, it says train 10 minimum. This means that to be able to, when they start training, they will need to have all 10 dwarves present. Now, this may make sense. You would want all your dwarves to be trained. However, dwarves are... If a dwarf gets hungry or thirsty, they will leave the barracks to fulfill that need, and then they'll go back to the barracks. And if they're sleepy, they'll run off to their bed and sleep, and then come back to the barracks. If you have 10 minimum, what I found is that generally the training will not get done because they're always waiting for someone to come back to the barracks because they're thirsty, hungry, tired, and it will never actually get any training done. So it's a good idea to change the number of minimum soldiers just down from 10 so that they don't need everyone there. Just maybe a majority of dwarves there. So maybe about 8 or 7. We'll put it on like 7. This way, even if they're not all there, they will get it done. We'll leave it on training and we'll cancel. Now, hang on. Edit order, actually. I didn't do that right. 7, shift enter for done. Now we'll see training says 7 minimum. So that means at minimum, 7 dwarves have to be present in the training room for the training to start. However, this is only for granite. The month of granite. So now we need to press C to copy the orders. And we'll see a C as appear next to train. We'll go down to slate and we'll press P to paste the orders. And we'll keep doing that for every month of the year. Now all the months are on 7 minimum for training. And they're currently active, so they'll take these orders as what they're currently doing. So I believe that is all done. Yep. And now we can escape. And they should start training. Hang on, they've all stopped. Why have they all stopped? You should all be on alert. Active training. Yes. I want a schedule. Why have they stopped doing that? Shift tab. Oh, that's... No, that's fine. You can also tell them to sleep in room, whether you want them to sleep in the room or the barracks when they want to or when they need to. Inactive equals uniformed. Inactive equals civilian clothes. We'll keep their uniform when they're inactive. That means they won't have to go collect all their armor again and put it all on. I believe. No. Here we go. Wait. Do we not have... Squad schedule, active trainings. Squad schedule inactive. Yeah, fine. So they're active training and they should be training. Why'd they all stop becoming military dwarves? This is the Kia kickers. They should be training here. Oh, they've become a recruit again. Okay, that's fine. They just all stopped becoming military dwarves and then they all became military dwarves again. So, they should... Some of them should be equipped. You see individual combat drill. Apparently they actually do that individually now. But it's better if they have a person training them. Do they actually have some of the spears I created? It's got coatings of is that coatings of tears or dwarf sweat? Okay, so they are practicing and getting tired from it. We'll put some more armor racks in here. There, and weapon racks. One. Oh, I've only got one. Dwarves are getting slow and they're not building them. Do we not have the spears being built? Metalsmith, forge iron spear. Which one of you dwarves is supposed to be a metalsmith? You. Weaponsmithing. Armoring. Metal crafting. Blacksmithing. Just all of those, except furnace operator. No, wait. Do we have someone who is a better bit better at it than you. I thought we had a metal, like a blacksmith or something. Metal crafter. There we go. Kubuk. So you're a metal crafter, but we're going to give you blacksmithing, armory, and weaponsmithing as well. Because, you know, if you can work with metal, you can forge a sword, can't you? Irrelevant skills, it doesn't actually affect them. It's just, they've already got a skill relevant to the area, so they're just expanding their skill set, as it were. How much coke do we have? What would that be under? Stone. No, that's what we do with stuff. Stones. 666. Nope. What would it be under? Bars and blocks, possibly. Yep, there we go. We've got 112 bits of coke. That's fine. Bars, yes. Thank you. It's kind of confusing because you don't think of like coke or coal to be in bars, but it's processed, so I suppose they press it into bars? I always imagine it as like the barbecue, what do you call it? You know, the bags of barbecue stuff which you get. I call them ingots. What are those called? You get those bags of like barbecue charcoal or whatever. Just hunks of stuff. Anyway, petitions. Putty worshipped chants. Eradicating monsters, sure. You're an elf, but if you want to eradicate monsters around here, that's fine. Ast Archhushed. Sure. I don't have any particular dislike of elves in this. I find that they bring some rather good stuff. You just have to be careful not to give them any wood stuff or stuff which has had wood in its creation. Hey, humans! The craft dwarfship of the dwarves is unparalleled. Let's make a deal. You have gold bars. I don't know if we have gold on our map. I don't think we actually have enough stuff to be able to buy those. You have aluminium. I nearly said aluminum. Kangaroo cheese. I don't think anyone's tried to milk a kangaroo. I don't think... That'd be very difficult. You'd have to like reach into the pouch. I don't think they create enough milk. Hippo leather quiver. That's impressive just because that means someone killed a hippo. It'd be technically impossible. Aluminum, I don't get these Americans. Aluminium. Yeah, aluminium is... It's a proper way to say it. It's going to upset people, but... I don't know whether it'd be impossible? I mean, I don't know. Kangaroos do have nipples. They're located in the pouch, because the baby kangaroos feed in the pouch. But it's not... whatever. Let's not just think about it. Giant Nautilus blood barrel. Wait, what? Someone's gone and bled a giant Nautilus. And it's got a blooded barrel. Okay. Llama blood barrel. Human, what have you been up to? Horseshoe crab man blood barrel. That's a bit barbaric, isn't it? Poor horseshoe crab man. You get a copper pick from them. Yeah, how about a copper pick? I think it's just listing the weight of the item at the moment, which is not a good indication of its value. But it's about as good as our trader can do at the moment. So, how about that? Point trade at a loss. God damn it! All of our gems just for one pick. You better get good at, what's it called? Trading soon. Okay, that'll be enough trading. We're just... Ugh. What is your skill at the trading, anyway? That is our manager, isn't it? No, it's not our manager, it's our mayor, I think. Great Tanner. Expert persuader, negotiator, judge of intent. Dabbling intimidator. Expert conversationalist and comedian. Dabbling consoler and dabbling pacifier. Okay. Make throne room. Expand that there. Assign chairs. The mayor. Actually, no, I think our mayor and our broker is someone... Oh, I wasn't checking the broker, was I? I got confused. Because I think I had the mayor and the broker as the same person, but I think the mayor got replaced, so... I'd trade something very small for the dwarves to get a little bit of appraisal. Right. Yeah, just sort of trade for a bunch of things so that they can trade it. I mean, they don't even have appraiser, do they? Dabbling comedian, consoler. Yeah, let's try that actually. Goods. Fish. We've got a whole bunch of mussels to sell you. Can we just like give them mussels without the barrel? They go off with like their wagon full of all these like disgusting slimy bits of fish. All of our wheelbarrows, buckets. Okay. Yeah, I mean, can we sell them all these mussel shells? You can't really offload them with everything because they end up sort of saying, you know, no, I'm not going to carry all this. I think if you try to give them too many things, the traders are just like, no, I'm not taking all that. Of course you can. Oh, well, let's do so. Come here, it's like, I've heard of the great craft dwarf ship of the dwarves. What have you got for us, lads? And they're like, well, we've got these armfuls of mussel shells. And they're like, might be a zero value. Yeah, there is a value associated with stuff, so they might not buy them because they're worthless. Ah, well. Mussel shells. Let's see. Do you want these? Can I give them to you? Would you take my mussel shells, please? What's the most worthless thing you have? Clay. Clay loam? These are fine items, aren't they? Now what do you offer for them? Yeah, don't get snarky with me. You wish to make an offering to our leader? This would please us greatly. What do you offer? Apparently their leader doesn't want like 30 mussel shells. Okay. They would want them if we put them onto like items. Maybe they demand money to bring out your trash. Any cheap block for those? Yeah, I don't think they'll take the mussel shells. If I like encrust like cups with mussel shells, then they'll take them because they'll be like, ooh, actually got some effort put into it. Few good. Yeah. These. Sorry, I just keep laughing at the idea of the dwarves offloading all these like fish bits. Can we get some rope? That'll be good. Sheep wool rope. I won't trade at a loss. Perhaps you consider this a superior proposal. Fish barrel and a bunch of mussel shells. Well. Oh, you actually want those as well. Yeah, sure. Okay. Take them. You asked for them. They ended up wanting the mussel shells anyway. Trade a barrel of like mussels for a pick or something. That's about it. Can we get like a bunch of prepared dingo kidneys? Caper leaves. What about some leeks? Ah, wonderful. I mean, it's 5 leeks for a bunch of mussels, but who cares? We've got so many of the damn things. Okay. Yeah, and the leeks will be transferred. Okay, fine. Well, that might have been a... Ropes are expensive, by the way. Oh, okay. Ah, well. Try Gabbro block. Well, Zaneg, did you get any skill from that? Dabbling shield user. Adept negotiator. Talented pacifier. Swader. Maybe? Negotiator sounds like it would be relevant to that, though you said it was a praiser, didn't you? The broker has no demands or requirements, has several duties and running of an organized fortress. Pardon me. Specify that only the broker may trade with visiting caverns. I think I have that, so it should be the same. Oh, I've got anyone may trade. Request trader. Move goods. Just mussel shells. I didn't have the right guy there. How about these capybara bones? You can take those. There we go. I didn't have the right guy there. Has to be appraising to show the value. Okay. It says that he should get some appraising level the first time. That's probably why I haven't been seeing it, because it's just been random dwarves going in there getting the skill. Are you all training? Watching dodging demonstration. They are. Well done. Dabbling discipline, fighter, wrestler, striker, and dodger. Okay, trade. Yeah. Let's get like a block of something. Do you have any blocks? So, prepared sea lamprey intestines. You had. Unknown city. Copy. What's that? That's a book. Rope read a scroll. Rectangular native gold cabochons. Circled with bands of round rock crystal cabochons. It's made from rope reed cloth. What's it written about? Written on the item is a guide entitled Unknown City. It concerns the town Stringlorded. The writing is forceful and it is reasonably serious. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Okay. We can actually get our dwarves to write stuff themselves. We just need to provide paper for them. Gabbro block. We can actually also seize items from them, which we'll just take them from them, but they're less likely to come back next year with good stuff if they know we'll just take stuff. There is also another way to get stuff from them, but that's a cheaty way, and I don't think it's been fixed. And it's been a way you can do it for years. So, come on, where is it? God, I got so much cloth. All this stuff, bags would be good. Bucklers. Oh, also, you might think to buy armor off the humans. However, for the most part, their armor which they have is this large type. Dwarves can't wear large armor because they're small. So, or, you know, they're the appropriate size. Humans are too big. So you might buy a bunch of armor from the humans and then your dwarves can't wear it because it's not the appropriate size. Though they can use this weapons perfectly fine. There's also things like training spears. I think those used to be more useful. The idea was that they'd use the training spears during training, and they're made out of wood, so they wouldn't necessarily hurt each other too badly with them. However, I think in one of the later versions, it was actually changed so that when the dwarves are training, they don't actually hit with the full strength of the attack, which was a problem previously. They'd hit each other with like a battle axe, an iron axe, and they'd lop off limbs or hurt the other dwarf. I believe now they sort of just tap each other with it, so they're sort of sparring, but they're not doing the actual damage. So you don't really need the training spears and all that now. But which is useful because, you know, you don't have to get a whole bunch of there we go. You don't have to get a whole bunch of training weapons to stop the dwarves from injuring each other. We're just getting rid of all this stuff. It's hard items, aren't they? It's not good enough for a gabbro block. Basalt block. Schist block. Granite blocks. Clay. Clay loam. Yes, and trade we will. Simply tell me what interests you and what you're prepared to offer in exchange. Fine, whatever. You should have maybe gotten some trade level from that, because... Where's our trader? There he is. Does he have, Great animal caretaker. Nope. Okay. Move goods there. Trade an iron bar. It will be something valuable and we'll be able to get something good inside. A good in exchange for it. We've got more than enough iron, so one iron bar is not going to break our industry. There we go. Okay. Trade. Iron bar. And I could actually trade it for something of fairly good value. Iron pike. I don't think it's as valuable as a sword. Can we just get some bags or something? Dog leather bag, llama wool bag, sand bag, llama wool bag, ratweed seed bags, reed bag. Iron bar is about 50 value. Okay, well we'll just see whether this works. I won't trade that loss. Those are also rather good items. The quality of them. You can tell the quality of an item by these little symbols next to them. I don't remember off the top of my head the exact procession of these little indicators as to the quality of the item. They are listed on the wiki, but it's sort of like a scale of how good it is. And also how damaged it is. It goes down as well. I don't know. Let's get a bunch of cloth. There we go. Uram seems pleased with the trading. Hey. Okay. No, don't do that. It swaps all of it over, so you could end up moving all of the stuff in your fortress into the trade depot. Okay. I'm not really concerned about what we traded, as I said. Oh. I don't think he got anything. Whatever. Ugh. Well, I need a broker with the appraisal skill. Yeah, you didn't get appraisal. Well. Maybe it's because we'd already traded. Who actually has the... let's actually have a look at that. Broker. Replace you. Talented appraiser. We actually have an appraiser, but it's a minor. That's annoying. Proficient appraiser. Anyone else? Anyone better than talented? I believe this is, as I've said earlier, I believe this is all, like, in order of most useful. Yeah. The mayor is expert at a variety of conversational abilities. But our Sazia is a talented appraiser. Well, you can be the broker. You can do that as well. There we go. We can see our imported wealth, our exported wealth, and we'll be able to trade while knowing the actual value of items, and we won't get gipped so much. What are you doing? All of that practice is misspent effort. She was annoyed after suffering a minor injury. Left lower arm, left hand, left elbow, left wrist. Did you lose your lower left arm? A minor injury, and I think you've lost your arm. Or is that just, like, bruised? I believe that's actually... You've got a kill! You killed a lion! Gladness burns the lion. Your health. Ability to grasp somewhat impaired. Yeah, okay. Well, do you have anything in your left arms? You've got a right glove on. And you've got your warhammer in your right hand. So I think you might actually have lost your left arm. Just a flesh wound. I believe it's an old injury. So they're more just going, oh, lost it against whoever. Has 6 children. Maybe it was also another minor injury that she suffered. And that's just an old injury. Yeah, it's like from the elbow down, she's missing her left arm. What is her... Can we actually see what her flashing is about? Oh, it might be just be because of her injury. Saying like, she's injured. I think she's got her upper arm still. Yeah, left upper arm is still there. Well, at least she has combat experience. Did she kill the lion with her, copper warhammer? Well, it says she's the owner. Wait, did you... kill it with something else? Can we see the kills on the weapon? Or do we have to own it for that? Oh, Tekud has been farmer has been possessed. There he goes. Runs off to the craft dwarf's workshop. Claims it. Starts moving, so that's good to begin with. He claims a mussel shell from the trade depot. Is that one of the ones? They're probably just sitting there because people haven't moved it back. Yep. Possessed is not as good as secretive or whatever because Oh, he's begun the mysterious construction. Possessed isn't as good because it's not the dwarf doing the constructing, if that makes sense, so they won't get experience from it. Are you carrying, like, fruit inside? Or are you? Store item in barrel. You have a bunch of fruit in your hands. You got 2 guavas, a watermelon, 2 guavas, and 2 round limes. My dwarves are going to be these dwarves are going to be so healthy, eating so much fruit. Extract drink from plants and fruit, and just keep doing that. We need more booze. And make some more barrels. We might need some more wood too. Some migrants have arrived. Oh, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10. Now what do we get? We got a ranger, a clothier, a glazer, a stonecrafter, a fishery worker, farmer, potash maker? No, a planter, and a peasant, and another child. Okay, and there was a bunch of animals too, so we're gonna have to put them into their pen. Duckling, an alpaca, a keet, and a mule. You just gotta stand around there all the time. Adequate wound dresser. Is that because you had to dress your own wound? Okay, how are the crops over here going? Oh, you finished making these 2 extra... Oh no, you're actually just started constructing that farm now. Okay, what do I want here? I have here pineapple plants. There we go. Apparently you can plant pineapples all year round. Over here I want horned melon vines. Over here I want... Do I choose not to use Dwarf Therapist? I personally would struggle a lot without it. You know, I've never actually tried Dwarf Therapist. I've heard good things about it, I've just gotten used to playing the base game. I might have tried it once, years ago, but... I don't know. I feel like keep up fine enough. I'm sure it would make things easier, but... Shrug. Let's plant rye. And when you finish that other farm... Merchants are leaving. Yeah. Sure, why not? Let's get maize. We got some more petitions. Id, yep, sure. Med, Tob, yep, and Licot, sure. Not saying there's anything wrong with about that. Certainly adds some depth to the game. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with with choosing to use or not use a dwarf therapist. I've heard good things about it. I don't know. I've never played with it. So, I think the first time I played was in 2008. So, quite a bit of experience, I suppose. Tekud has created Cockeb Nakis, a capybara bone helm. claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Zulban Borlance. Let's have a look at that. Wait. No. There we go. Capital L. Dwelled Cunning. A capybara bone helm. Base value. We can see that now. The value of our items. Of our artifacts. This rose quartz window is worth 126,000. Or 12,600 dwarf bucks. The Attica Confederacy, the claystone cabinet, is only worth 4,800. That's because it's a claystone cabinet encircled with bands of claystone and all that. And Dwelled Cunning, the capybara bone helm, is 7,680. All craft dwarf shippers of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of marquee cut citrines. This object menaces with spikes of capybara bone. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's a bone helm with some gems stuck in it. Stonecrafter cancels fish horrified. Why? Who was that? Amost. Yeah. What's wrong with you? Aside from being terrified. He's horrified. Oh, okay. He's just reliving the death of that guy, that mace dwarf again. Or someone else is reliving it. He'll get over it, hopefully. Go to stocks. Ammunition. Actually. Unforbid. There we go. Now everyone will go out and collect all the bolts lying around the terrain. Is there anything nasty out there? There is 2 alligators. And a giant cave toad, but that's downstairs. Where's the alligators? Over there. Ah. Well. Hey, military dwarves! You don't actually have any armor right now. Are any of you equipped with the iron spears? You are. You have an iron spear? You don't. You don't. You don't. You have a copper shield and an iron spear. Why do you have a copper shield? I specifically said that you should use iron. A superior quality iron spear. A criminal. I don't think he's part of the squad, but I don't think his icon will change. Because I read earlier a bug which will actually stop that from happening. Though he is part of the military, it's just that the game won't, like, update his job, as it were. Kia kickers. Do you think you can deal with some alligators? Where are they? They're over there. Okay. Move. Where's the M button? There it is. Move here. Just tell them to be stationed over there. They'll move out of their barracks and head over there. Be worried. Most of them will be kicking and punching, but we do have at least 2 spears in the squad. Even though they might not be very good at using them. Surgeon has given birth to a girl. Congratulations. As long as it's not a military dwarf. Oh, and they've started to attack the alligators already. Attack! I'll zoom in on this a bit. There we go. Okay, attack that alligator. Kill alligator. Charge! Or chase it down. Paff, baff, 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 baff. They mob it. And they managed to kill it, I believe. Where's the other alligator? Oh, there it is. You had success the first time. Go and attack the second one. Blah! Bam, 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 bam. They just chase it all over the terrain. Where is it? There it is. Running for its life. Oh, it's actually not attacking us, it's just terrified. Ooh. Skilled warrior is a beautiful sight to behold. I actually was worried that he died there. Okay. I think that will... There we go. Formatting was odd because I was zooming in and out. He didn't feel anything while in conflict. Well, that's good. He didn't feel anything after seeing an alligator guy die. Well, that's good. He was afraid after experiencing trauma. Did you get injured? Your left upper arm is bruised, I believe that is. You're tired. Did anyone die? There's a dwarven baby there. Oh, are you dragging the alligator corpse? You are. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like anyone actually died in that. Let's have a look at our military squad. No. Congratulations, you offed 2 alligators. And nobody died. Thumbs up. Now go back to training. Weapons and armor. Iron spear. Go. And also start creating some armor, iron, shields. There we go. Also, iron is good because it'll allow us to create some more anvils. Gonna take ages to drag those Animal trainer has given birth to a girl. Congratulations. Now those alligator corpses must be pretty heavy. I feel like we could expand our drinks room a bit because we keep drinking all the alcohol in there. Oh, right! Yes, I had also nearly forgotten. Rectangle, flow, floor flow. Okay, place it here. Expand it outwards. There we go. Because I've got the doors there, it's actually restricting the designated zone to within that area. And we'll have this as a hospital. Set hospital information. Okay, that's all the stuff which will go there. Dwarves will move the required supplies into this room. Automatically. I think... Do we need... It said tables, so let's put like a bunch of tables in here. Just off to the side. Actually, let's put them next to the dwarf beds because that would look a bit better. They'll actually have like a bedside table. One there, one there, one there, one there. There we go. And because he's in, because the dwarf was injured, he's gone off to the hospital to rest. And what's it called? The chief medical dwarf might be with them shortly. Do we have someone who's better at that job? Nope. Well, pray to whatever gods you have. You may hold dear that it doesn't misdiagnose their bruised arm for like an infected cut and require amputation. I think that can happen. There's 4 tables in there and 4 beds. We need traction benches too. Yes, how do you build traction benches? You have to construct them. That's right. But you need to like construct a traction bench out of a table, I think. Let me have a look. Oh. Traction bench is used by a bone doctor in a hospital zone to immobilize a dwarf that has sustained complex or overlapping fractures. It's constructed in the mechanist's workshop. There we go. Okay. There we go. Take 2 of them. Hello, welcome, welcome. I'll never not love this music. I still enjoy the music an awful lot, even after listening to it for so long. It's nicely in the background, so you don't notice it too much. We don't have any more drink material producing leaves. Job item lost or destroyed. Okay. Wait, what? Cancels drink. I can't drink! It was destroyed! Whatever it was. Remove that. Food. Expand it out to there. Go over to here. Get rid of meat, fish, unprepared. That, just leave drinks, because this is going to be our new and improved drinks room. Or booze pile. And we will remove lye from it as well. I want our dwarves drinking lye. We used a mod to add a lot of old loot tracks. I've heard sometimes had music playing in the background. Why do my dwarves keep coming off of their interrupted by combat? What combat? Is there something nasty up there which I should know about? There's a helmet snake. Oh, that's down there. Okay, that's fine. White stalks. Oh! Oh, hello. What? Oh, that. Yeah, okay, that's a troll. And that's down there. A huge humanoid monster with coarse fur, large tusks, and horns. She's incredibly skinny. Her grey fur is extremely long. She has very low cheekbones, and she has a very narrow, square chin. She has a scratchy voice. Her slightly upturned nose is narrow. Her somewhat short, broad ears are somewhat splayed out. Her somewhat broad head is tall. Her slightly rounded, wide-set black eyes are slightly sunken. Her skin is black. I think trolls can have brightly coloured fur. Helmet snake. Is anyone like fighting or anything? There's nothing to fight out there, so there shouldn't be. Pardon me. Okay, you're still dragging that those 2 alligator corpses to the butcher's room. I don't think they can rot on the trip while they're being carried. Alligator mangled corpse. Apparently it's got a vomit smear on it. I don't know if alligators can actually throw up. Must really want some alligator shoes. Our military successfully beat off 2 alligators which were terrorizing the landscape, and with their very meager military skills they managed to actually off both of them. I think the alligators were terrified of our military and they just kept running away. That's how we won. Smelt limonite ore. Fine. Which is fine. I mean, we've had saltwater crocodiles around here before. Axe dwarf, mace dwarf, mace dwarf. Those will be our petitions. Yeah, sure. All these people just want to join our fortress. Oh, hello, who are you? Mace dwarf. Attend meeting, warrior. Oh, that's right. This visitor has come to slay beasts. He heard this was a good place to search for monsters. I believe they have to talk to our mayor to sort of say, hey, I want to join up. We'll go down a level. We'll do this. And we'll create a room like this. And then off of it, like over here, we'll do... Now, I'm creating places of worship for my dwarves. But I don't actually know how many gods I'm going to have to create a temple area for. I don't think you can get a list of all the gods your dwarves worship, so you just sort of have to go through them until they're all satisfied. I believe when you're creating the rooms, it gives you a list of them. So you can just keep creating them until you've created a appropriate temple room for all of them. It does list, it might be in each character description, but I don't know. It is listed in their character description, but personally, going into here every time, finding where it says what god they worship, and then remembering that is beyond me, so... where does it even say it here? Should say like he is a worshipper or something or other. He absolutely detests lizards. Okay, well, I believe it's listed in there somewhere, but... Oh, hang on. Relationships. Is it under that? Is it like... listed under like... deity worshipped? Whatever. So, I believe... As I said, when you're creating the rooms, it actually lists the gods which are available to create rooms for. And those will only be the gods which your dwarves worship. Which makes it much easier. Oh, my mayor doesn't have a room now. Oh no, actually! Our mayor has a mandate. What is it? Make quivers. 1. Okay, we can do that. We failed the previous mandate. No, sorry. Go back. There we go. I can't see the keyboard because my what's it called? Microphone's in the way. Leather worker. Make a quiver. V. There we go. We should have some capybara. What about the petitions? Always a new feature. Is you dislike? Always a new visitor that wants to stay. Yes. Just a moment. Someone's given birth. Okay. Yeah, the petition's available. This is something we've been having rather frequently since we grew in size. Every now and then, people from outside of our fortress will come in and it'll be like, hey, we want to join up because there's monsters to kill. I've been approving them. You can deny them, but I don't really see why not. But it's just every now and then more people arrive. So we have actually got a fair few people from the petitions here. You can see them listed all here as monster slayers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I kind of wish you could, put them in squads and command them, but they sort of just do what they want. We do have the, caverns exposed. That's probably why they're arriving, but I have blocked off the caverns, so they're just sitting around drinking all of our ale, I suppose. Interrupted by combat. Oh, wait. We've got a lasher coming here now. There, it's just shooting white stalks and getting scared because the storks are going, I'm under attack, flee away, and the dwarves are like, oh, there's combat, run away. As long as it's not a dwarf being ate by a alligator or something. There's our elf hammerman. I like to dress well. He felt euphoric due to inebriation. He was content after being able to rest and recuperate. He felt gratitude after being rescued. We don't have enough goblets or whatever. Yeah, okay. What's these items? He's got a copper warhammer. Does he have anything with it? Nope. Okay. The elf is this E with the 2 dots or umlaut above it. I think it's umlaut. Okay. Oh, our military dwarf who had the injury is healed up. Still carrying an alligator corpse. Did the dwarf who was carrying it get tired and go off to get a drink and then someone put it into the what's it called? The refuse pile. I suddenly want to make a coastal embark and have a bunch of fisher dwarfs. If only aquifer layers were easier to get around. Aquifers are a bit of a hassle. I remember a fortress which was on the Bay 12 forums, which was a coastal fortress, but the person actually constructed an entire ship for the dwarves to live in. That was very impressive. I mean, ship. You know, fortress-shaped ship. Made out of wood, and I believe it actually went underwater. Which would have been very hard to do. Just build a fort over a brook. And suspend disbelief. Having a fortress on an island surrounded by rivers is pretty fun. Though yes, the aquifer layer is a hassle to get through. If it freezes, or if it's a cold biome, you can just dig down and expose it to the air and it will freeze. And you can dig through the ice that way, but it's still hazardous. Even more so in some cases then, because it can instantly freeze your dwarves in blocks of ice and they just die. Spear dwarves and axe dwarves are visiting. I've tried dropping layers and piercing through, but always found another layer underneath. Yeah, that's the general method I try to do as well. I'm not going to go into it too much because we don't have to worry about an aquifer here. Aquifers. Layers of water underneath the surface, which in Dwarf Fortress are infinite water sources. So if you reach one, it doesn't matter how much you mine it out, it will just keep pouring more water into it, and you can't remove the water easily. There's a number of ways you can get through it, and the wiki does list how to do it. I'm not gonna... One way is to pierce through, which is using terrain to, like, create blocks of non-aquifer block by slamming above earth into the area and getting through that way, and then tunneling through the resulting zone of no aquifer water. And the other way is using pumps, which I think I've tried, but I haven't really gone too well with that. Plugs, yeah. As I said, you can also, like, try and freeze it and dig through that way, I believe, but that's a bit hazardous. They're all kind of hazardous. They involve water, and that's naturally hazardous in Dwarf Fortress. Anyway. Our meeting hall there is looking a bit packed. Okay, we wanted... How do I do this? I'm gonna have to read this up. Temple. Temple was a structure devoted to an object of worship. Temples are locations that can be created from meeting areas. I am. Okay. I. No, that's... Yeah. Okay, and we can just do this. ML. Add location. Temple. And here's a list of all the deities. And generally, there's a lot of deities, probably also because of our, what's it called? Monster hunters. But if we go through them, we actually have some with no worshippers. No worshippers. Treachery, trickery. So, who's got the most worshippers? 14. 14! Ok Crest Furnace. A god of mountains, volcanoes, and fire. Go. M. L. No. Add location. Temple. And the next one I believe is 10. Yep. Doran. God of wealth. We'll actually rename these areas. We do that. L. Which one's this? The Silvery Sanctum. And it was for Doran? So, rename. Actually, don't know if you can do this. The Abbey... Or the... The music's paused while I'm in here. No. Abbey... Oh, Abbey the... Yeah, right. Clear that. No front compound. Okay. The Torrid Abbey. First adjective. Clear that. The Abbey of... Can we say Doran? This is quite a bit of a hassle. No. Okay. Forget that. It's just called the Abbey now. I was going to rename them after each of the different gods, but... you can't just, like, type a name in. You have to use the, what's it called? The X something of something. Let's rename location, actually, and just go random. The Imprisoned Church. Yeah, that's fine. We don't really need to know what it's called, but... One's called the Imprisoned Church. This one's the Imprisoned Church, that one's the Silvery Sanctum. This one is a meeting area. Assign location. Add location. It's a library. No, it's a temple. And we did one to Doran, we did one to Ok. And next one I think was 9. There we go, 9. The Blameless Intensity. That one's called the Lost Abbey. That's appropriate. Maybe it's actually choosing names relevant to what it was. Add location, temple. Last one was 9, so the next one will be 8. Besmar. The Ecru Sanctum. There we go. M-L. Add location, temple. Last one was Besmar, which was 8. So we go 6 now. Bem, the Poetry of Glossing. The Temple of Luxury. That's appropriate. And one more. L. Add location, temple. And that last one was Bem, which is 6. So I think the next one is 3. 3. No, there's a 4 there. Toral. Order. The Monastery of Stability. That's appropriate. Okay. There's a fun thing you can do with freezing biome and water. Open a tile to the surface underneath, lead a stream of water there. As soon as the water goes below the hole, it freezes. Now if that block that just froze only is connected for drawbridges, you can raise them and drop that ice block. Nifty self-replenishing trap. Yeah, I think I've heard it. Yeah, that sounds quite neat. There's a lot of very ingenious ways you can fiddle around with settings and all that. Those temples might be a bit small for all those dwarves cramming into those rooms. Oh well. Temples are a relatively new thing, and they're rather important to set up, because without a location of worship, dwarves will get unhappy. But meditate on fire! Trade is the lifeblood of a thriving society. He was uneasy after being unable to pray to Ok Crest Furnace for too long. Yes. So we'll actually smooth this all out for them, so they have nice area for worship. It is another need which you have to sort out for the dwarves. Not as much. Okay, see you. Thank you for joining. We're also going to want some other things for these temples as well. If we have a look at them, can we actually see location details? Stored instruments. Desired, 0. Available is 5. Boxes, bags, and common area, 0. Dance floor in common area, 3x3. We might need to create a larger temple area for them. I don't know whether it matters that much. It feels weird for them to be sitting in a 3x3 room though and worshipping. How about this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. One, two. Three. Four. Five. And not there. Six. There we go. We can link them up like this. And this is a nice area for them to worship in. 6. And then we have... How many gods do we have also available? No. L, add location, temples. So we named 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. And a number of them are just really minor gods, so... pardon me. Right, 6. There. That one. There. And we do that. And that. And then that. Link them up. So that's 8. There we go. Just start laying these ones out already. And there. And then we'll just do this. Okay. So that's 12. We need 2 more. 2 more are rather small, so... Actually, is this big enough to have another one in? I don't think so. Well, if we did that, but... it doesn't really work. Do this, and you can have a room here. Like that. There we go. Kind of elaborate, but it stands out for the purposes of worship, and it's a larger space for them to be able to worship in. And they'll be able to have some storage in there as well. Actually, I don't need to engrave all this now, do I? Because it's not going to be the worship room anymore. We've got barrels there. You're still creating alcohol, that's fine. How's our weapons production and all that going on? You've actually finished all your tasks. Good. Iron. Create mail shirts. Create 10 of them. Are you all equipped with your armor and all, with all your weapons? Iron spear. Multi-grasp. Oh, you're using both of your hands to hold it. Okay. Left hand. Put the baby. Iron spear. Iron spear. Iron spear. Iron spear. Cool. What's that on the ground there? Capybara blood. Okay. I think we need more mugs too. Yes, that's right. You're not satisfied with your room because it's not as nice as it could be. Make a table. No, not that. Make a weapon rack and an armor rack. Then what else do you want? 2 chests and a cabinet. No. Coffer. Yeah, coffers are chests, I believe. Yep. We should also build a quern. I don't have a quern. We need to create one. There we go. Create rock quern. Some of the plants we have might need milling to turn into like flour. Or sugar. I think you need to mill sugar plants to be able to get sugar from them. No seeds for pineapple, rye, maize. What's the season? Autumn. 2 rattlesnakes on the map. As long as they don't bother anyone. That's fine. I might do Dwarf Fortress for another half hour, and then I might swap over to some Warhammer Total War. Ooh, what actually is that stone there? Gabbro. Gabbro. One of the temples is going to have nice walls because it's got indigo tourmalines in it. Tourmaline? Is that indigo tourmaline up there? Blue jade, actually. Okay, I'm going to need to create about 21 doors. Do we have your cabinets and all that yet? Yes. Put the cabinet in here. Put the armor stand in here. Put the weapon rack in there. And put the 2 not burial receptacles. One there and one there. There we go. And then we're probably going to have to engrave the there it is. The outpost liaison Libash has arrived. And a caravan has arrived. Hey, I believe those are the dwarves. Well, we have our appraiser now, so, or our broker is an appraiser, so we'll actually be able to trade. That'll be nice. Okay, how are your quarters now? You've actually got a decent office now. So your quarters and dining room need to be decent. Well. We'll put some engravings on the floor. And one there, not there. One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. There we go. We have a bunch of beds also. I was placing beds and I forgot to continue doing so. There we go. Have I assigned these beds down here? No, I have not. Assign this bed to... I don't know, that herbalist. Assign this bed to the cook. Ranger. Weaver. Gilda. Oh, also, I will take any requests people have for having a dwarf named after them. If you have a particular job you would like your dwarf to be, that's fine too, though I might not have one available exactly as you wish at the moment. We already have a few dwarves named after viewers. We have Buttery Whale Fetus here, Tidy, and Xavirian, I think it was actually. Miner. Hunter. I didn't change the size of your room. Resize room. Shrink it. There we go. Shrink it, and I kind of wish this would list it as rooms which are dwarves which don't have rooms will be first in the list. Don't think you need to give rooms to dwarven childs. I believe they tend to sleep in the rooms which are owned by their parent. What kind of jobs are free for naming? Basically any, really. Yeah, I don't have any particular restrictions on that. That's what I meant. Like, if you want to have a fishmonger, planter, or soap maker, then that's fine. Though they might not be performing their task at the moment. That job at the moment. I don't have a soap industry going. Oh, what kind of unnamed dwarves do I have at the moment? The majority of them, really. I have an unnamed mechanic. I do have a dwarf which works on mechanics, so sure. Let me have a look. Which is the dwarf which goes to create mechanisms? You? No, you're a monster slayer. You're not. You should have a mechanist. Because I had them creating traction benches and all that. Well, speaking of which. Traction bench. R. Place one there. Well, we've got one traction bench. Is anyone doing that? Should have. Well, I can't actually see. I do have a dwarf which has got mechanisms as a task, so I will label that appropriately. Yep. Oh, I was going up here, wasn't I? Yep. Okay. Assign bed. Manager. Sure. Assign bed. Metal crafter. Ugh. So many dwarves. Recruit. Criminal. It's not really as bad as it seems because the dwarves are married with each other. So, because the two partners are together, they sleep in the same room. So there's not as many. You don't have to go through all of them. It just seems like all of them. Fisher dwarf. And recruit. Right. Anyone doing those tasks I set up there? Yes. No. They're possibly praying at the moment. We'll have a mechanic. There's a siege operator. That would make sense. So we'll have you as a mechanic as well. Engineering. Yep. Mechanic and a siege engineer. Go. And I will name you. Where do we go? Customize. Nickname. And do you want it just after your handle? Just mind. Okay. Mind. There we go. Mind the mechanic. Though at the moment they're a siege engineer, but I've activated mechanic as their task. Now back to making these bedrooms claimed. You don't really need to do this, just having beds available is kind of good enough, but a dwarf is happier if they have their own room. Also because you can put like cabinets in there and they'll be like, hey, I have a cabinet. I can store my socks in it. Okay, let's do that, because it was cutting off the names, and I want to make sure that I'm not skipping over anything which isn't a dwarven child or baby. Mark's dwarf. Fisher dwarf. You can put a limit on how many dwarves you want migrating to your fortress, or rather the max cap of dwarves in your fortress. I haven't done anything like that, so my max number of dwarves is 200. There we go, farmer. I mean, at least doing most of it now will mean I'll have less to do later on. I might not designate all the bedrooms tonight, but farmer. And one more. Size. No, size room down. There we go. Sign room. And normal. There we go. Okay. So this does mean actually that we need to have a bunch of other beds because dwarves won't sleep in beds which are already owned by someone else. They'll be sleeping in the hospital. Yes, I think they will. What are you doing in there? Surgeon, you're resting. Okay. Table, chairs. Wait. Is that Chief Medical Dwarf also our surgeon? It would make sense to have the surgeon as the Chief Medical Dwarf, wouldn't it? I mean, at least they have some skill. There we go. Sorry, you've been replaced. The manager needs an office and Amiga quarters. Okay. You also don't really want to create rooms which are too good, because I think if a noble has a room which is quite a bit better than everyone else's, then they'll get up. Then the other nobles will get upset. They'll be like, "Why isn't my room as good?" Yeah. Okay. Actually, no. Doors. We're going to be placing doors. We've only got one door. A Asmil has become a spear dwarf. Our dwarves have been training with their spears long enough that one of them, a number of them, have actually become spear dwarves. Oh, there's the traders there. I forgot about them. Move goods. Small cut gems. Okay, that should be fine. Don't leave! I kinda want to trade with you. I forgot about you. Wait, we need to get the pop-up for the trader, did we? I don't think we did. Is it because my guy's been busy this whole time? The mayor. Id. No, wrong person. There, the manager. I feel so good! Okay. Oh god, the elves have a bagpipe for sale that's 54,000 dwarf bucks. It's made of forgotten beast parts. Truly the most musical of instruments. I wonder what the forgotten beast it's made out of all is. Sounds horrible. Okay, we can actually see the value of our items now. Some of our gems are worth 100, other ones are worth 10, and orthoclase gizzard stones? What? Orthoclase gizzard stones. We must have gotten that from the birds. Yeah, shale gizzard stones. Okay. I think the birds would drop those. Well, yeah, we can see the value of like silk rope and all that. Giant cave spider silk rope is worth quite a lot. Get some instruments, they're actually worth quite a lot. Animals are worth quite a lot too. There's not really anything which we need, really. I mean, a lot of this stuff we'll be able to make ourselves, so it's not really like we need it right now. I could get some iron helms, but we can just create our own. Get some plump helmet spawn. Dimple cup spawn. Not the plump helmet spawn bag and the giant cave spider silk bag. I would like to get a little bit of silk, because we had someone have an issue because we didn't have any. There we go. Giant armadillo leather. Giant cave toad leather. Cave spider silk cloth. Yeah, just get like some more of that. God, you got so much cloth. And a bunch of plump helmets. Can't actually remember what you wanted us to trade with last time. You get some books. I think they're rather valuable though. Yeah. The cheapest book you have. We can get some parchment sheet. Giant earthworm parchment sheet. Blue peafowl. That's pretty cheap. Okay, get those as well. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll give you a little bit of profit on top of that. Come on, that's like a profit of 200. Now you're asking for a profit of 300. Ugh. They're still going to ask us for more than what it's worth just because our trader isn't excellent. At least I think that's how it goes. You can have these too. Okay. No more trading. Remove that. And I don't think we need to move anything back from there. Nope. Okay. This room over here. Throne room or study. Make it full size. Assign a chair to the chief medical dwarf. Assign location. No. There we go. Chief medical dwarf has a study now. Though I don't know whether he needs one. No, he doesn't. But I like to have him with his own room. The manager is going to have a room soon. I think they update job item lost or destroyed. I feel that's them trying to go after a mug. And then another dwarf taking the mug. And they're going, oh, there's no mug and it's been lost or destroyed. I'm guessing at that. Or something like... I think I remember things like... You'd get alerts like stuff has disappeared. Oh hey, the liaison's now talking to us. Because a dwarf was in the process of, say, getting a mug from a bin. But then another dwarf, realizing that there's a cup lying down on the ground, picks up the bin, carries it over to the mug, puts the mug in the bin, and then carries the bin back. And the dwarf going to get the mug from the bin is like, the bin's disappeared. Or something like that. There's much to share. Okay, cool. What requests do we have? Well... I would actually like some instruments. It doesn't really matter what it is, just bring instruments. Because some of them can be a bit of a pain to create. Some sand? We've got sand, we don't need that. Backpacks. I kind of wish you could just say, bring backpacks. It doesn't matter what creature it's made out of, just bring backpacks. Okay. Yep, yeah, that's fine. Look over the documents. What do you want? You want thread, and you want large gems. Okay, you also would like drinks, cut gems, and leather water skins. Okay, well, I'm always giving you gems, so that's perfectly fine. I am going to now place some more doors down here. There we go. Right, okay. Place. This is a meeting area, assigned location, and it's going to be the imprisoned church. Place. Place. Meeting area. Meeting area, not pen. Assigned location. The Silvery Sanctum. Actually remove that zone. Stop removing zones. Place zone here. Meeting area, location, the Silvery Sanctum. Yep. Place zone here, meeting area, location, the Lost Abbey. Place zone here, meeting area, assigned location, the Ecru Sanctum. Place zone. Temple of Luxury, place zone, meeting location, the Monastery of Stability. Okay, now we can get into the new ones. Place zone, meeting, location, add location, temple. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to go through the list of the gods to be able to find which ones we already have temples for. Hold on a moment. Okay, we have one of Ock. We have one of Doran. I think I can actually check them. Location details. Yep, dedicated to Ock. Dedicated to Doran. Dedicated to the Blameless Intensity. Blameless. Besmar. It would be nice if I had a little symbol next to the name which said that they already had a room dedicated to them. Bim. And Toril. There we go. Okay. So. Add location. Temple. The last one was Toril. So that was 4. So we want... There was one with 3 worshippers, wasn't there? Arkoth. Yep. Arkoth. I'll actually just write all the names down. Arkoth. Ogres. Goto. Curlig. Edem. Wom. Yell. And Sap. And Abras. I think that's all of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that is all the gods. Right, this one's to Arkoth. Create room. Yes. L. New. Temple. And I'll just put a tick next to the names of the ones which I have. Next one is Ogres. Okay. Yep. Meeting, location, add temple. We've got one for Ogres. Next one is Goto. Then, yep. Meeting, location, add temple. Curlig. Meeting, location, LAT. This one is Edem. And then, yep. Meeting, LAT. There we go. Okay, and that's all the runes we have at the moment available. We have Yell, Sap, and Abras next. Oh, just create them over here, I suppose. Okay, and there we go. We'll create one more just for the symmetry purposes. I don't know whether if you have more people coming to your fortress, can you get more gods to have to dedicate rooms to? Maybe. it's not something I've paid that much attention to. Okay. Oh, also, we'll remove these rooms up here because these ones are too small. There we go. We can just remove them all at once. You can have multiple areas designated as being part of the same room. So we could leave those ones up there to have like a secondary room, which is also part of the temple. Or you could have multiple temples dedicated to the god located around the fortress. I don't think it would have any problems. It's not something I've actually done too much of. Okay, and they're all in their own little rooms here, depending on which god they worship. Because I believe each dwarf can only worship one god. Or maybe they might worship multiple gods, I don't know. It only lists that they worship one god in their feelings. Whatever. Keeps creating masterpiece clay stone doors. Well done. Okay, no, that's a zone. I want to create... Well, actually, I just want floor flow. There we go. Thank you very much for keeping that design. Add temple. Next one was yell. The courteous yell. Then here. Meeting L-A-T. And it is sap. And then the next one, the last one, is M-L-A-T. Abras. There we go. And there. All the temples are set up. Okay. I think next time I'll actually get into creating instruments and so on for them. If we've got any easy to make one part instruments, then I'll primarily make those. We've got some migrants coming in. They've heard about our designated temple area and they've come to have a look. Why is this area empty? Why is there no, like, beer being made? Are we going to have to, get another, still going? We might need it. How many doors do we have? 142! Holy moly! Got an engraver, 2 rangers, a furnace operator, a fishery worker, another fish cleaner, peasant and a child. No, 2 peasants. Okay. It's just, I think our numbers just has gone up so much just because of all the babies everyone's having. And, okay. Make a still. I'm actually going to create another zone over here. Like this. This is also going to be a gather pick fruit area. Because we've got a lot of trees out here and I'd like to get as much fruit from the world as possible. Let's extend one out here as well. There we go. Also gather plants, I think. Oh, I can actually... No, that's actually like designating plants to be gathered. Gathered plants. Just do whatever you see around here. Gather all those plants. had to like remove like 3 seeds from the room before he could make the still. Okay. Extract drink from fruit. Extract drink from plants. There we go. And we'll have another... I believe we have a second brewer. So we'll be able to hopefully keep up with our alcohol consumption. Which is apparently so high that we're not able to keep our storage room full. Might need a few more trees felled. Here we go. Okay, everything happy? Your quarters are still only decent. There we go. And we'll do the petitions. You want to join? Sure, that's no problem. Okay, well, we've gotten the bedrooms underway. We've gotten our military training, and they've actually done pretty well for themselves, claiming the lives of 2 alligators. Who actually got those kills? Can we see that? An iron spear. Nope. Is this iron spear got a kill on it? Alligator blood covering. 1 kill! 1 alligator. Congratulations. Izum. I'll actually give you a name because of that. A nickname. Or a profession name. I don't know. Nah, that's fine. You're just remembered as the alligator killer. So we've got our military going, we've expanded our bedrooms, we've got our hospital going, and it's being supplied with stuff. I don't know whether we've got everything it needs yet, but it's underway. We also have our worship area up, which our dwarves are spending their time going to the individual rooms to worship their various deities. I'll be making that a lot nicer next time and adding instruments and all that so they can dance and play music. Though we do have some music, some instruments. I believe they're elven ones though, so they might not be using them. There is still traders there, but nah, whatever. Recover wounded. Who's wounded? Where are you going to recover wounded? Oh. The Monster Slayer. Why? What's wrong with him? Oh, so good! She feels gratitude after being rescued. But she doesn't have any injuries. Health. Wounds, treatment. Why are you being rescued if you have no injuries? Let's just see this. I keep getting distracted by things, but damn it, this game's got so much going on. You just dragged them to the bed and they're like, oh, thank you for rescuing me. And then they just got out of bed and went off. Did they injure themselves on the floor or something? Oh, whatever, who cares? So yes, we have a bunch of gems ready to cut there. We also have our second still going up. We have farming going and all that. Our outdoor farms are supposed to be growing plants in them. Maize and watermelons. Oh, more petitions. Yeah, you can join. And So, yes, I think I will leave Dwarf Fortress there for tonight. Ugh. I've gone on for 3 hours. 3 hours, 10 minutes. I think that's a good amount of time. As I said, you sort of need to do a fairly long stream of Dwarf Fortress because it's a bit of a slow game sometimes, but you need to spend... some of the bits are a bit tedious, like designating all the bedrooms for people and all the, you know, places of worship and all that, but it's good to get it done. Oh, I didn't check the changes in the world. Oh, I'll have to do that next time. Oh well, but yep, that will be it for Dwarf Fortress for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me for this, and I hope you'll join me again next time. I will stop the recording here.